going from hot to warm over the weekend, but we are in store for a prolonged heat wave for next week. More weather impact alert days.
It's going to be a warm beach weekend in March. I caught up with San Diego lifeguards to see their staffing levels for the warm weekend.
An AT&T outage for people in parts of Julian and Shelter Valley with a damaged cell tower in the area. We're working for you to find out when service will be restored.
Medal of Honor recipient, retired Navy Captain Royce Williams is home to share about the moments that moved him most.
The U.S. Postal Service unveils a new Forever stamp dedicated to lowriders. We'll take you inside the big celebration today in Logan Heights.
All right, you're taking a live look at La Jolla Shores. Look at that. A popular and beautiful place to be today for people who are out there looking for a little relief as summer-like heat bakes San Diego County. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Carlo Cicchetto.
I'm Shanna Handy. Today's high temperatures make it a weather impact alert day, and people are encouraged to stay safe in the heat.
We're going to kick things off with Chief Meteorologist Carlene Chavis with a first look at how conditions are right now and whether we're going to see a cool down anytime soon.
Well, the only cool down that we are anticipating is something that's going to only have our temperatures slightly dipping. So yeah, we have had some record heat out there. We had that with the final numbers being tallied. And so when we take a look at conditions, you had yesterday a record of 91 degrees that was broken in Chula Vista by 1 degree. Most of those back in 2007, also talking about tying records for Ramona as well as for El Cajon. But as we go into today, we are talking about the warmth again. So we have those 80s, those were daytime highs today right there along the coast. And we also had 89 degrees for downtown, widespread 90s across the inland areas. Anywhere that you're seeing a little slash, that indicates that we have not gotten a reading from that weather station from the National Weather Service. Also looking at 90s extending in towards the desert. So it's been hot out there. We still have the heat advisory that's still in effect, but it will expire in less than 2 hours. So we had 2 days of those hot temperatures west of the mountains, but we are gearing up for more of that heat by next week, and it's going to be a prolonged period as we are looking at more weather impact alert days with an extreme heat watch that has been issued. So we'll get to all those details coming up. Shannon.
Thanks, Carlina. Remember, you can find an extended weather forecast on the CBSA app. Stream now for free. With this heat, it's going to be a busy weekend at beaches all over the county.
The San Diego lifeguards are reminding everyone to stay safe. News 8's Alex Cheney is live from Mission Beach with more on what's in store for the weekend. Alex.
Well, it has certainly been a very busy beach day here in Mission Beach. We've seen lots of people been here since about noon today and just constantly, even as some people leave, just more show up. Starting to cool down just a little bit, but this weekend is going to be nice and warm, so the lifeguards want you to stay safe out there in the water and the sand.
Stay waist deep. We do have strong currents.
Whether you're surfing, swimming, or just playing games with your friends,
This is for your safety.
San Diego lifeguards say they are fully staffed and ready to roll this weekend.
We anticipated the heat.
James Garland, the lifeguard chief for the city of San Diego, says they brought in additional lifeguard staffing for the weekend to keep beachgoers safe.
Thanks, guys.
We're just bringing on additional staff so we can do more patrols. We have more eyes on the water. We'll open some of those seasonal stations that are already out there.
Swiftwater rescue teams are on standby.
We are making rescues.
Teams made a save in Oceanside last night and a cliff rescue in Torrey Pines earlier today.
The lifeguard crew is out on a cliff rescue right now. Boating crew is out there patrolling Mission Bay, so we're ready for the people to come.
Surf conditions are expected to be mild this weekend.
We do have strong currents.
But on the beach today, we did see lifeguards warning swimmers and surfers about rip currents.
They just started picking up again, but I'm kind of a beginner to surfing, so they're perfect for me. I caught a couple, so I had a great time.
We also found lots of spring breakers enjoying the Mission Beach waves and sand.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's beautiful. It's pretty awesome. It beats the Arizona heat, that's for sure. It's wonderful. It's been so beautiful. We've gotten a little bit burnt. It's so warm. I love, just sitting in the sun is so nice.
This is the best ever. Vacation ever. It's
such good
so
weather.
Good weather.
We love
San Diego, sunshine and rainbows. It's lovely here.
Go dogs.
Go dogs.
Go dogs.
All right, go ahead and enjoy the beach this weekend. They also told me that if you're going to be swimming, make sure to find a lifeguard, get close to them, and of course, have a great time out there. Reporting live, I'm Alex Cheney. Back over to you.
Sorry you drew such a tough time today, Alex. You just brace yourself, just rest.
Yeah.
You know, just take it easy right now. I know you got one more hit. Thanks,
Yeah,
Alex.
thank you. Finally, it's been a tough week.
Right, thanks.
People in parts of the Julian area say they've been dealing with an AT&T service outage for weeks. One frustrated viewer reached out to News 8 saying he's been getting the runaround while trying to get a clear answer about when it will be fixed.
So we took those concerns to AT&T. News 8's Brian White is working for you, trying to figure out what is going on.
Out in Shelter Valley, a quiet desert community outside Julian, phone service can be a lifeline. But for the past several weeks, some AT&T customers here say that connection has disappeared. Adil Gashimov lives here and says service has been out for nearly a month.
It's been over 3 weeks, pushing 4 now, and we've been without internet and without any AT&T services out here.
He says it's more than an inconvenience. He runs a small campground business with his girlfriend in the valley and says the outage is hurting operations. And he says many of his neighbors rely on their phones for health and safety.
There's a lot of disabled people out here like myself, and that rely on phone service and internet for both safety and just to be able to contact the rest of the world. And it's scary a little bit because if there's an emergency, we're SOL.
He says the most frustrating part has been trying to get clear answers.
We have no ETA of when to expect it to be back up, you know. And when we call, it's a little bit of a runaround, different information from everybody you speak with.
Meanwhile, I stopped by downtown Julian. Businesses say the outage has created problems there too.
Yeah, a lot of companies have had to switch to cash only.
Anthony Stolarski works at Jack's Grocery on Main Street. He says businesses that rely on AT&T connections for payment systems have struggled.
Our owners actually own the liquor store across the street too, and they've had a struggle just being able to use credit or any kind of card services.
Working for you, I reached out to AT&T about the outage. The company told me its network teams identified problems at towers in the Julian area caused by inclement weather and high winds. They say replacement parts have arrived and technicians are now on site working on repairs.
We're not so upset with the fact that, you know, tower got damaged one way or the other. It's how it's being handled that's frustrating.
With crews working on it now, they're hoping service will be restored by next week. Working for you in Julian, Brian White, News 8.
Thanks, Brian. And remember, if there is something you would like us to look into, you can email us at workingforyou@cbs8.com.
We're following a fiery exchange tonight between state senators and the California State Library over an alleged misuse of funds intended for a statewide literacy program.
Lawmakers from both parties say they're concerned about more than $650,000 in spending that's not accounted for. News 8 State Matters political reporter Jenny Huff breaks it all down for us. Jenny.
A total of $68 million allocated by the state in partnership with country singer Dolly Parton's Imagination Library program to boost literacy in children statewide. But there are books undelivered and money missing.
There's $650,000 that's been unaccounted for in a program, a bipartisan effort that was intended to increase literacy amongst children.
And that reeks of horrific no transparency and potential fraud.
Thursday afternoon, state senators directed pointed questions at California State Librarian Greg Lucas during a Senate Budget Subcommittee on Education hearing. Lucas was appointed by former Governor Jerry Brown in 2014.
You don't have receipts requested 6 times. You don't have bank statements requested 6 times from this committee.
In 2022, the legislature approved a bipartisan bill that led to a one-time fund of $68 million to create the statewide Imagination Library. It was in partnership with country singer Dolly Parton's Imagination Library, funded by the nonprofit the Dollywood Foundation, which partners with local entities to give books to children. Lucas and the state library tasked with administrating the dollar-for-dollar match to local partners under the program. But state officials say they found in July 2024 the program and funding weren't being implemented, and Lucas had created a separate nonprofit called the Strong Reader Partnership to help with the allocation of funding. This was a $19.2 million contract.
It's called the Dolly Parton Imagination Library.
The Dolly Parton Imagination Library.
You didn't think that their nonprofit was sufficient to work with?
That's not what we were given to understand, was that there needed to be a state entity that worked with them to administer the program.
Do you not think the state librarian is a state entity?
To which Lucas responded, it is. Legislators say the spendings of this nonprofit have been murky. Of the total $68 million, initially $57 million went to the Dollywood Foundation, $5 million to the Strong Reader Partnership, and $6 million to the State Library for admin costs. But the legislature redirected $4 million from Strong Reader Partnership and $3 million from the State Library to Dollywood. According to documents provided, the nonprofit has spent about $555,000.
But the Strong Reader Partnership reported that it ultimately spent about $1.2 million. So there is currently about $650,000 that the California State Library is unable to account for.
No comment. You're just looking at me. Catch you off guard? Cat got you.
Were you asking me a question?
Yes. Where's the money?
We've requested the information. We continue to request the information. We'll get you the answers.
The state also notes the executive director of the Strong Reader Partnership leads the Sacramento-based consulting firm that has received over $200,000 from the nonprofit.
We reached out to Newsom's office for comment and were redirected to the state library. A spokesperson tells us they did not know establishing a separate nonprofit was not allowed. They also say the nonprofit's board members were recruited alongside the offices of senators who authored the legislation. We did not hear back from the Dolly Parton Foundation. Jenny Hutt, News 8.
Thanks, Jenny. There's more of News 8 ahead at 6. Still ahead.
Including a once-in-a-lifetime VIP experience for some very special Padres fans.
First, we hear from the 100-year-old former Navy captain from Escondido after he was given the Medal of Honor. That's after this.